going to play in that first round?
Not yet. It'll be UNLV, Wyoming, or Boise. I think if all the favorites won on Friday, I think they told me it would be Boise, but you never know. But it's one of those three.
How does this tournament set up to the postseason tournaments that you're used to?
In the Horizon League, we really didn't have a conference tournament. It was kind of silly. So I'm not real sure what that reasoning was. But other than that league, most people have a standard tournament. And the only difference here would be we're not playing consecutive days if you were to win a game. That would be the difference. And I can't figure out why we go on Sunday when you play on Tuesday. I haven't figured that out yet. But I'm figuring out a lot of stuff along the way.
One game to go in the tournament coming up. How are you guys playing? How do you feel about everything right now?
Well, we've played really good the last month. Probably our best basketball. Hopefully that continues. We've come up a little short in a couple games. We've played absolutely as good as we could play from a defensive standpoint and from an execution standpoint. If we get any shots to go in, we have a chance to win. And that's kind of what it comes down to. If we'll keep playing this hard and this good defensively, if we can shoot 40%, then we're going to win.
What do you think is what brought that on? Is it did it take the whole season for them to really get what you're trying to do?
Well, I think it's a couple things. I think we've been doing good and trying hard the whole time. But you take Mike and Jasa are offensive players. So you didn't hear me talk a ton about offensively challenged when they were playing. But we also gave up more points. So with those guys going out, we got better defensively, but now we struggle to score. You see what I'm saying? So I think that's more what it is.
I heard you say on the radio the other night something to the effect of one of the changes you would like to see made is something to do with the scheduling, and it might make things a little bit easier for you guys conference-wise and getting teams in postseason type.
Yeah, not conference scheduling,
Okay.
Non-conference scheduling.
Right.
They've got a format where depending on what tier you're in, you play X number of top 50 teams, X number of top 100 teams, this and that. That's been tried nationwide for 20 years. It is the absolute recipe for failure. How our league adopted it, I'll have no idea because I wasn't here. The key to getting multiple teams in is everybody being 10-2 when you start, regardless of who you play. So that's all.
Do you think there's a possibility of getting that changed?
I don't know. They're not going to listen to me. So probably not. So we'll continue to be a one-bid league. That's all I can tell you.
If you do, though, your RPI is not going to be that good. So
Yeah, okay. I'm going to explain this because this is an hour-long conversation. That's what everybody thinks. Okay, I've been doing this 26 years. The easiest thing in the world to manipulate is the RPI. That's why the men are getting rid of it, because it's worthless. Okay? The RPI is easily manipulated. The most important thing to do is win. Everybody says, play a tough schedule, play a tough schedule. I played the toughest schedule in the league, and I started the conference at 265 in the RPI. Okay? Now, meanwhile, the schedule that I left Wright State, okay, they went 8-5 or 9-4, and they were in the top 100. They played the second worst schedule in America. I played one of the toughest, and they were almost 200 spots ahead of me in the RPI. So while you continue to think playing good teams is how you get more teams, that is exactly the opposite.
Well, UCLA was ranked 5th in the nation, and they're a 4 seed 2 weeks ago because of their schedule. They only beat Kentucky, and that's it.
Okay, you're talking about apples and oranges. One, that's the men, okay? And make sure that was the RPI that you're talking about and not Ken Palm and all that. Well, I'm talking about getting people in the tournament. I'm not talking about getting a number 1 seed. That ain't going to happen. I'm talking about getting in the tournament. Okay, I'm done with RPI. We can have this conversation because I promise you I'm going to be right because I have done the research.
As far as going on the road one final time, right before the tournament, do you feel like you need to tell them to be focused and stuff like that? Because, I mean, it's like there's this almost like the one last hurdle now we're in the tournament because I can see where you could easily look forward to the tournament.
Yeah. I think we've been pretty good. You know, I think we've lost tough games and bounced back. I think this would fall into a category like that. You know, I don't. Our kids have been really resilient, and they've handled the task at hand, you know, good all year. I don't see us not being ready to play Friday.
How difficult of a challenge is it going to be, knowing it's a one-bid league, to basically run the table? You've played some of these teams really tough. How difficult of a challenge is that?
It's difficult. I think it's difficult for everybody. You know, it just comes down to who can win 3 games, and you know, it's always tough. You know, these tournaments in a one-bid league is you know, it's kind of a crapshoot. You know, so it's difficult, but I mean, you know, we'll just do it. I don't know.
Would you say the team has exceeded expectations from kind of where they were predicted, maybe what you thought coming in?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
What are your thoughts going into your first Mountain West tournament? I mean, what are have you thought about any of that, like what you might expect?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. They say this year's not the normal one, that this one is a completely different animal. So I don't know what's normal and what's not. But this year's tournament's not going to be the same as the ones in the past because of a convention or something. So it's really difficult to be over there for this year's tournament. So I don't know what to expect.
Any advantages for you and your team, what you're trying to do at this point in the season? Playing on a Friday is another unusual day and time for you. Any advantages or disadvantages?
Nah, it's fine. I mean, I guess the one thing, you know, we had a bye. We didn't play last night, so you know, that helped us. We were able to work on some things for a couple days before we had to start preparing. That helps.
When you get to the tournament, are you going to try to win it?
Well, sure. I mean, yeah, we're going to try and win that first one, 2:30 on Tuesday. We're going to try and win that one. If we do, they're going to let us stay another day.
And that's kind of you get to
If
stay
not,
there.
I'm coming home, and I'll be recruiting by Wednesday night.
Regardless of who you play in that first game, the next one most likely would be Colorado State. Would you be looking forward to a chance to get them again on a neutral court?
I mean, yeah, I mean, as long as you're still playing, I think it's a good thing. And if you're playing that deep, then it probably doesn't matter who you play. That team's probably playing well. So, you know, I don't know that I look forward to anything other than maybe advancing and still having another opportunity.
And the team health-wise, how are we looking?
I mean, all 6 of them are as healthy as they can be.
So you beat San Diego State pretty bad with girls that are hurt now, but this is probably one of the smaller teams, right? They have 2 6-footers. So are you going to try to get it into Rochelle even though they're going to double team her?
We're going to try. We're going to try and throw it in there at every opportunity. You know, but that's not much different than what we always try to do.
How important is it to try and get some momentum heading into the tournament?
Yeah, I think that's really important. You know, I think that's probably the most important thing. You know, we need to play well on Friday and make sure we're going in the right direction.
You mentioned you thought the team definitely exceeded expectations. Is there an aspect there that really kind of surprised you, how they exceeded your idea of what you had coming in?
Well, I think we've been really good defensively, and our size helps that, you know, and we've got a style that we can play to be successful where we can keep all those guys on the floor. And, you know, I think that's probably been the biggest thing is, you know, we're first or second, I think first in the league in rebounding, second in the league in field goal percentage defense. You know, if you can do those 2 things, that'll keep you in a lot of games.
It's your first time going and doing a tournament in Las Vegas, and what do you do to distractions to it?
Yeah, well, you know, I have no control over this tournament and where you stay, what you eat, what you do, like all that stuff seems to already be done. So when we go to Reno and Vegas, we would not stay where we're staying. I'll say that. So our kids are good kids. I'm sure they won't be distracted. You know, and you know, we'll have curfew, those kind of things. But you know, it is what it is. We you know, we have to play the hand we're dealt and stay where we're supposed to stay and show up 2 days early for a game. So we'll do all those things and see what happens.
Crack the whips, keep everybody alive.
Yeah,
So will you be coming home on Saturday
and then
flying
leaving
to-
again on Sunday.
On Sunday?
Yep.
Think that's gonna make you guys tired at all, or what do you think about that?
Now, I mean, it's just New Mexico. We don't have a choice. Okay, we're going to fly commercial, and so we're going to come home on Saturday, and then we're going to leave again on Sunday. There's no other way to do it.
You brought that up at the last press conference you had after the most recent game about the flying and the logistics and things. Have you had any conversation with people above you about changing that and how we might go, or have they had a conversation with you
No.
about that?
No, there's no conversation to have. I mean, our athletic department does everything they can do. You know, so there's nothing they can do about it. You know, so I mean, I was just stating the fact. I'm not complaining about it. I'm just stating the fact. It is what it is. There's 2 schools in the league that travel completely different than everybody else. That was my only point.
So I guess the point of my question was, have you asked them, what do I need to do as a coach or a program to get to that level where we can get those sorts of benefits? Have you had that conversation?
I have not had that conversation. I already know the answer, so we're not going to have that conversation. If you'd like to pony up about $300,000 for women's basketball to travel, then that would solve the problem. But until that happens, probably not going to. Because that's what all those other guys spend on chartering. So
Theoretically, could get there if we sell more tickets.
that's it. That's a lot of tickets. It's a lot of, yeah, Ken.
Do you have the other kids that like the transfer kids and the kids that are hurt, will they maybe?
The transfer kids are not allowed. The kids that are hurt, as long as they're able, then they're going. Yeah. We'll take everybody that can go, you know. Yep.
You mentioned recruiting briefly without obviously specifics that you can't get into. Are you targeting a certain type of person, player sizes, that sort of thing?
Yeah, we have been. You know, we're trying to get a 5 that could come play immediately. And then, you know, and then probably the next 2 best available players.
Okay.
All right, good job.